Hey guys, it's Kelly, and I'm coming to you with another Coffee and Christ video. This one is kind of a neat one. It is based off of the blog post that I wrote my personal New Year on my birthday. So anyway, this one will be a bit short. I just wanted to read a verse to you, go over a sermon I listened to this week that was kind of pertinent, not kind of, really pertinent to what I'm going through, and just I think it relates to all of us. And then I'll read you a little poem that I wrote that kind of describes my path when I reflected over this past year. So the verse that I chose is Psalm 57, 1 and 2, and it says, "Be merciful to me, O God, be merciful to me, for in you my soul takes refuge. In the shadow of your wings I will take refuge till the storms of destruction pass by. I cry out to God Most High, to God who fulfills his purpose for me." So I love this verse because it covers a lot of things. It covers the fact that we go through storms in our lives. It covers the fact that these storms don't always go away, but we always have refuge in God. And so the sermon I was referencing, or the message, I guess, came from that app I had mentioned before. It's the First Five app, and it's through Proverbs 31 Ministries. It's really neat. There's a lot of good content on there, but this one in particular was a replay of a podcast, and it talked about the path that Joseph followed and how he was betrayed by his brothers and thrown into slavery, and then he was sent to live at Potiphar's house as a slave. He was betrayed by Potiphar's wife, and then by Potiphar he was thrown into prison. And there, he begged to get out of prison. He was forgotten by one of the people that he met in prison when that person got out. And so he was left in there again. And then he eventually ended up being remembered by that same person. And he was a cupbearer to the king. And he was sent to the king to interpret a dream. And that introduction led him to actually be the second highest in command in the entire nation. And the point of all of that was that through it all, I'm sure that Joseph prayed to please, take me out of this, take me out of all of these situations I'm in. And yet God didn't. He didn't, because he was developing him as a leader, and he knew his calling on Joseph's life. And if he hadn't allowed each of these hard stints of paths in his life, then Joseph wouldn't have developed the skills that he needed when he finally came to the place that he was meant to be. So I found that so encouraging, because I feel like each little bump in my road has been really kind of it's been hard, and I question a lot. And now, it's a neat way to look at this, like, hey, this is developing me. It's developing. Sorry, I'm a little out of it today. My mouth is not working. It's developing parts of my personality. It's developing my skills. It's developing all kinds of things that I need to land wherever God has for me. So with that being said, I'm going to read the poem that I wrote that just kind of encapsulates my journey over this last year, as I look back and I reflect on what I've learned and how I've grown, and just the hope that I have, even in the toughest of the times that I've faced. So here we go. It's called My Personal New Year, and it goes something like this. This year has gone past, it's challenged my soul, but the lessons I've learned serve to make my heart whole. I've been dropped to my knees, I've been pushed to my brink, but the Lord stilled my footsteps and forced me to think. He's paved a tough path with rugged terrain to show me that loss can bring so much gain. I've struggled in ways that have brought me quite low, to a point where my heartache had nowhere to go, but to turn to the one whose blood sealed my fate and promised me entrance once I reach heaven's gate. So while I'm on earth, I don't have to fear. If life isn't perfect, if plans disappear, if relationships falter when I can't quite give back, if I pivot directions when abilities lack, if things appear different than what I had planned, If I face situations that I don't understand, if today seems impossible and tomorrow seems bleak, in the midst of it all, I know which Savior to seek. I lean on his shoulders and rest in his love, and I'll trust that my trials are overseen from above to fortify character, persistence, and grit, to provide me with insight I soon won't forget. I'll embody more kindness, I'll loosen my grip on the false sense of comfort that I'm steering this ship. I'll glance backward with fondness without getting jarred, and I'll keep pressing forward even when life feels hard. I'll treasure the days when I feel some release and cherish the gift of inexplicable peace. 38 has been wild, and with Thanksgiving, I'll deploy this 39th year with a spirit of joy. I hope this leaves you guys feeling encouraged and comforted and full of hope, and I will see you again soon. Take care.